Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are through day 2 of our medieval crossbow build. Got our, is it a shaft for a crossbow? I don't know, but what I would assume is a shaft. Barrel. And our trailer, wagon, whatever you want to call it. I guess it doesn't have hitches on it, so not really either of those, but it's a chariot, and it's of course our little spinning doodad. That's what we're eventually going to mount this onto so we can aim it and pivot it as we need to. I've decided I'm going to go ahead and do another jump out of order thing and mount this thing with these little rubber grommets included with it to mount it. And while I'm doing that, I'll tell you that if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and have a good time. You know, we're not changing the world, we're just building silly little models and having fun. If you've seen any kits or builds or sets or anything you want me to give a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add on to my list, and I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because you always provide me with nothing but the best options. But without further ado, let's get going with this thing. I think we're going to be quick, I think, through the first part of this one, but when we start having to tie string, I'm sure it'll slow down a bit. But let's bring it on in here, because I think most of the gluing today is going to be super gluing. Because it's not, shouldn't be a terrible, and hot glue too, I just remembered. Not a huge amount of gluing to be done, but we're going to put them in. I'm glad I looked, because I would definitely put them in backwards to here and here on these. There's a snug fit on that one, and I'm assuming we're going to try and get them fairly centered. It doesn't, got a wobble there, so I must not get everything lined up perfectly. So right off the bat, there's my oh no, that's not it. File. Is that tall enough? I'm going to go in sideways here and try and sort of get that back section somewhat smooth, or level even, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, and the center must have a drop in because I'm not being able to get to the. Okay, so there. Feels like I can't even see in there. Feels like there's a hump or something on the bottom or top one. I'm not getting. Let me hit that too. For some reason. I'm not feeling anything on the back there, but it's sort of. Okay, that feels much more stable there, so that did make a difference, whatever I did. Yeah, it's not rocking as much. Let's see, same thing, what was this one? Yeah, see, it's got a little wobble to it, so that's same thing over here. Start on the top and go to the back. It might be, it's possible, I got some of that glue where I used the wood glue might have oozed in there. That could be my issue. I think as a matter of fact, I think it is. I see some right there. So I bet that's what happened. That stuff does have a tendency to just expand a little bit when you use it. So it should be pretty easy to clean out. I'm moving around too much for it to focus. Okay, yeah, I bet. See, I'm like 99% sure that's what it was. Now, if I say this, let's see how that feels now. It still needs a little wobbly still yet. Which way is more stable here? occur to me, I think. Okay, how do I feel now? A little better. I think it's still got a wobble in it. I'm not. Maybe, and that might just be me too. Don't see anything. It may just be, and this may just have a wobble on it. Let's maybe tried that one. Let's do this side. Okay, so definitely flatten that one out a bit. Okay, I can find a flat spot. I don't still. It just still doesn't feel right. Getting a lot of meat out of that. Okay, there we go. That's whatever that one was, whatever it was on that last little bit. Let's say yes. Yeah, really cleaned it off there, so that's the color it was. Let's say do this one too, to make sure. I want to make sure I get a good surface area contact. Okay, now that took about 6.5 minutes longer than I thought it would to get to the point where we're gonna start actually doing gluing. So, like I said, most of tonight's gonna be super gluing. So, got my old Gorilla super glue, and actually, one thing about it, I don't think it'd be a matter of just try and clean off that any residue in there. Okay, now I think I'm going to start on the back one because I'm going to be pulling back this way to set it in place. So I want to have room to. Yeah. So I think the back one's the way to go. Just nice, hopefully light even coat there. Back one and in here. That looks right. And do some pressure on it for a few seconds. If I'd thought about it, I would have done this last night with the wood glue. Okay. Too loose. Had it and lost it. Moved it. Oh. Okay. Got greedy. Okay. Definitely gonna not test it this time. I don't think that's even, but it shouldn't matter because that's just something our arms are going to be flexing off of. I don't know. To my naked eye, it doesn't look even. It looks like it's just a little bit high on this side to me. Like I said, that's where these guys are going to be flexing off of that thing, so that should be okay. Okay, now number 2. I did find I've got a better place to grip right here to add the pressure. Okay. Light even coat. And the front side. Yeah, this one's definitely not we got? Yeah, I don't think I got it even on that. Maybe it's just my eyes playing tricks on me. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell here. But that now this is a bowl of parts that are left to be installed. Should have a couple of those guys. Just dumped everything in here last night to keep it together. Okay, and I go on here and there. So should have done that first. Now I'm worried about laying it down here. But okay. Ooh. Seems like a job for the old phone stand, maybe. Prop it up. Yeah, there we go. That's there. That seems about. Okay. You're in place. Maybe we won't need this again. For a minute or two anyway. Now I need a trigger. This guy. And supposedly a 26 mil. Ah, gotta be you. Now, I think I'm gonna get my string out of there before I tie everything up. Okay, so that's gonna go through, yeah, through there. It's on there. Okay. So we'll go on feet forward here and over and okay. Gonna want to be let's see. Okay. New plan. I got a plan. I guess just this is pressure fit together, so I'm gonna unfit it. And I'm torn up already. There it is. Okay. Hot glue time. If I can just get a drip or two in here. In quickly. Span it around. And then burn a finger. Actually, I didn't. Okay, that's good. Okay. Let's see this one. Plastic razor blade, always handy to have around. Didn't even know they existed until a couple years ago. Okay. Not going to go too crazy on tugging on it, but that seems secure enough. And now, in here, and there, and that one side. I could probably, okay, I'm going to glue, if I glue the top, that should hold everything on one side, yeah. So, get out the, you know what, stick with the super glue. Why not? This one should be easy. I'm only going to glue the top part, so I'm not going to worry about, I don't want to jam up the motion down there. Minimal glue on there, just a little tap on each shoulder here. Up and in, and pressure. One more time. And there we go. Trigger achieved, I hope. Seems pretty stable. Okay. And now, I'm going to need that in a second too. Arms go in. Go like with the hook facing forward. Goes into the slot there. It says to glue it in place. I'm assuming. Okay. Now, I'm gonna put the other ends on first, and then I'm gonna try and get it reasonably centered and glued in place to the fulcrums next. So maybe I can get this without doing. Okay, cell phone stand again, I think. And, maybe. Okay. Alright. Now we're going on like that. So. And here. This there. And in place. It applies its own pressure, but it's hard to boost it a little bit. Same thing here. A little less. Okay. Now, those guys should be locked in good. Now we gotta. Okay, this is prime time for the old silver marker to put a mark on each side to know when it's centered. I think. From the edge to... Okay, I'm going to go from the frame. That's 8.5. Just like that, maybe. Four. Oh, wait a second. There's a slot there. Okay, I need to do it on this side. That's pretty close by my reckoning. So, grab that in place. Marks there and there. I'm not going to be exact, but I'm going to try and, I guess, try and line them up even. Let's see that there. I'm reckoning that's pretty close. So, lock you in. Okay. There's a couple of location marks on each one there. And now, let's see. It looks like the glue, as long as I hit the glue on the front of this part here, I think. I'm not sure how. Let's see. Place them in the center and fix them with a little super glue. I can't get the super glue inside there with the... This is one of the things, it probably would have been easier to mount them if I'd done it, well, this were outside, but I'm not going to break it now to try and do that. Let's see. I may break it anyway, but we'll cover that one, cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, so now I got to see it from the back so I can find my marks. Okay. Okay, so like this and like that. So if I can just, and there's not much room to get any glue in between there anyway. Okay. So it is going to be just a little super glue. I guess maybe it's just to anchor it in place. I don't know that this is actual structural for this part, because like I say, they should, once they get tied in, everything should pretty much lock in by itself, I would think. So let's, okay, I'll put you all out. Get that one up there, right there. And centered. And pressure. Okay. Let's see. I think close at least. Squeeze something there between. A little pressure. Peel myself off of it. Little DNA left behind there, but that'll be all right. So the first one is the easy one because you can move it out to hit the right place. sure. I guess I could have gone back the other way and done them both at the same time. I don't know if I trust myself to be that quick though. Alright. Less DNA on that one at least. Alright, so I've got our arms in place. Put that away until I need it the next time. And now it says to do this with it laying on the ground, but we've got the stand right there that I mounted already and shouldn't have done. So let me pull this off. That's a nice flat surface. That would give us a little elevation, make it a bit easier to tie. I'm about to tie it, do some tying. Yeah, so I'm going to put it on there first. So it's supposed to be the 7 centimeter dowel rod here. So what do we got here? This one is 7.5. This one 6.5. So I'm guessing 7.5 is the one we're going to go for. So, any spacers or anything in the middle of it? No. Just this calls for grommet. Through. And I tried that last night. More glue. I've got just the tool for that though. Round file. That should get us. Okay. Test try them first. Yep, okay. Clearance. Now, same thing again. There, through there. I guess I'll just go ahead and use another one. I think I have plenty of these grommets. I'm going to put another one on this side. It's going to have a fair amount of side-to-side travel, but it seems to be. Until I started messing with it. Okay, so got some rocking and rolling on there, but that'll be alright. We're supposed to. Yeah, actually, it doesn't even show. I'm looking at the grommets on the picture after. It doesn't mention them in the actual assembly part. But, okay, we got our trigger there, aim in there. Okay, but it says. Supposed to do 30 millimeters at 3 centimeters. I'm supposed to tie a string around them. It is 3 centimeters anyway. So basically just got to keep them aligned, I guess. That is the. That's where we start with our rope and rewind this thing back up. First thing I'm going to tie a knot in the end to keep it from unwinding. I hope. Okay. There. Now. Basically, it looks like we're just wanting to make sure that go. Yeah, it goes from up here to that behind this little hump there. I think we're just supposed to basically keep it steady. Seems. I'm trying to see. Maybe. Oh, wrong page. It never actually shows you. Okay. I think. Okay, it looks like we're only hooking up the actual drawstring to the back one. So, okay, so that's just to tie these together so it gets all the tension from both of them. Okay, okay. I'm picking up where they're sitting down. But let's see here. But so go from there to there. So something less than this. So let's cut out that front. And ooh, okay. I know how to do that. Just got to make a. Need extra string to do it though. Okay, so string. Just do make a loop with a slip knot. Easier said than done, by me anyway. Okay, there we go. Got that. Should. Okay. Got that. That's my better judgment to a double knot. Pull you back through. Stay on there. Okay. Let's trim those guys. Yeah, it should. Alright. That shouldn't have been that difficult, but okay. Thing again. I never thought doing this channel would make me more impressed by seamstresses. I can't imagine being able to tie knots and, you know, actually sew things with some precision. Okay, got the little knot in it. Back there. And you're way too loose. Didn't take. I think I tightened it up enough there. Now I think top knot here, that should lock it in, right? Yeah, okay. I may regret not doing that over there. Okay. Alright, now go in. Got our drawstring goes through here, and it's supposed to just run from the front of the slot out to here. They say, on the wrong page, it is 6.69 inches or 170 millimeters. So I think I'm just going to eyeball it. Going to do just, because we got plenty of draw length here. So if we go fairly slack there, it should. Okay, yep. That's, yep, so the double knot there, I didn't think. As soon as I did that other one, I sort of knew that was going to happen on this one. Okay. So, try that one more time. Close loop up. I'll tie it together after. Okay. Okay. It's 3 that locks it in. No, it doesn't. How to do it on the other side, I wonder. Okay. Appears to be. Let's see. Okay. Time to come up with a new plan. Okay, so let's just do rather than actually tying a loop in it, let's just wrap it a couple of times and tie a couple of knots in the wraps. More, 3. Okay. slack back here. I missed. Okay. One. Need somebody here to put their finger in the hole. Get back on there. Okay, that's not working either. It should adjust itself out. Try one more knot, make sure. Okay. So that should. That just being loose around that, it should, yeah, tightened itself. That should, I say, work it. Oh man, I was not expecting this to be the hard part. I knew it wouldn't be the fun part, but I didn't think it'd be this difficult. Okay, it didn't even stay together. Okay, let me take a breath. Okay, took a few minutes and had to think about it, and new plan. Since we're just wanting to basically keep them together, I'm going to give up on the knots and just hot glue them in place. I think I can do that quick enough where I can get it in there, but I'm going to do, basically I'm going to put the, I think what I'm going to try and do, is get first couple of runs in like, well, give me a little weight on the other end, maybe. Give me some tension on here. Around third time, string that out. Let's see, we're not looking to do any real tension between them, we just want to keep them together. Distributing the load, rather. So let's keep it like that. I'm still not sure, hang on. Let me actually... Okay, so don't need to waste that much string. Let me get some weight on here, and I'll cut off about yay much. Get that. The other end here. Okay, so then guys, got some tension on it there. they're sort of hanging. They're not really, they're on the ground, but they're tension going down. Get me, okay, on my swab sticks there. I don't think this is going to be pretty, but I think it'll be effective. Now, some catching drips. And there. And then working in really good. String of hot glue here. Okay, then the same thing on here. That seemed to be a good. Okay, bob there. And there. Make sure it's good and distributed. Okay. Way off center there. Okay. Let's say that's staying in place so far at least. So we'll let that sort of cure it up and a couple more binder clips. And do it again on this side. Let's see here. I got this piece that I've already cut off, so I think that'll be a good one. Okay, so you. Of course it's gonna be I'm off center again. Okay. Let's see this. Sort of that. Okay, so maybe start with them about equal apart and try and go both ways. Maybe that'll work better for me. Okay. I think draw you up. Okay, so I'm just trying to get a little tension on there to hold it in place. I've already walked it back down with them. Okay, now, looks like on that first side. And over here. Sure there's somebody that knows how to tie a knot in this string to make something like that, their system work, but that somebody is not me. Okay, they're staying in place, so that works. Let's see here. Now, we're supposed to be getting that kind of motion. Okay, seems to be holding. Something clicked over there, but I don't think it was. Alright, now let's take our anchors off. beautiful, but I think it'll be effective. And it does. Seems to be working so far. All right. Okay, now, like I said, we're supposed to basically run the string from here through the middle to here. So I'm going to start off just tying it on one side. Double and triple and quadruple knotting it maybe. Just simple little slip knot, imp. And get it on the back side. Okay, new plan. Pull that out. Go back to the loop like I started with. What else? Okay. Okay, now get on there. Now the double and triple and quadruple knots. That didn't seem to be slipping, so I'll do one more for good measure. Okay. Don't want to put too much because we got some leverage over here on this side. So we're going to go to there. There to there. I'll give myself that much to tie the knots with. Okay. Okay, straight through there. Go not like so, fairly tight. So no, wait a second. Wonder if I can get this one tied in place. Maybe since the other end's anchored, I can. Okay. Gotta start. It's already coming undone. Get the second one in, I can get it done, I think. That's not gonna. It's gonna be too long. There's no tension on it, and that's as far back as it goes. That's the. Okay, and you see how the release works now. I got the trigger going down. That's it into our little slot there, and it pop it up. Okay. Well, darn. Honestly, I thought I was making it too. Okay, so let's just. If I can just pull the rope through there, make a loop. I'll make it. Then I won't take enough of it off. That would have been too easy. Yeah. That's a little better, but not. I don't think we're getting much distance off of that arch. Okay, so I need to go. Actually, go pretty snug on that to make it work. See if the glue holds. So I guess I'd say just pull it all the way there. That knot through the. Okay. Let's try again. One more, I think. Okay. Next question, is that string strong enough to... Okay, got a little tension on it now at least. It sounded impressive. Okay, I don't want to shoot one of my rocks because I got my monitor right in front of me. But I also do want to go ahead and give it a real test shot, so that's the paper towel. Get it to. Okay, I'd say that's proof, proof of concept. Dig it. Okay. Excellent. Now what? Where's my instructions go? Okay. Got you. Oh, backwards again. 6. Okay, we're through. Yeah, through 6. Okay, on to 7. Okay, so we're down to just a few pieces now. Okay, so we get to still not mounting it on our base. This guy, okay, so our winch mechanism. I guess I need that right now. Okay, two strings. I think I'm just going to take the string I got left, since it's going to be onto the winch, cut it in half and give one, half to each side. Pick it up on the other end, because I used up so much of it already. Okay. That end. Oh, about right. Oh. There. Okay. Winch looks like Okay, so grommet and winch on one side. So I'll put back to the hot glue because I'm feeling that on this stuff. Spin it around. Rubber razor blade, rubber plastic razor blade before it gets too solid. Scrape off some excess there. Good. Okay. You go through, hole back here. This out on the other side. I think. More this way. That looks pretty close to me. Let's see, that'll be our. Okay. Oh. Dab in here. And spin you in. Okay, I think I did a better job of it on that one. It seems like it didn't have as much waste in there. Alright, so we got those guys. Okay, there's Neo again, so I'm going to give her a minute. Okay, while she was doing her business, I decided the hot glue's been good enough to me tonight that I'm going to use it to anchor my rope on the thing. I am going to make a loop. But I am going to anchor the rope with the hot glue to make sure it doesn't. I think it'll make it easier to load on the winch situation. Yes. And loop and open you up in place. And it's, yeah, already slipping, but that's to be okay. That's why I'm using the hot glue. A couple of rounds. Yep. Not even gonna let me take a couple rounds. Okay. Yeah, it's just spinning there. Okay. Okay. Through there a couple of times, I hope, before it dries. I think there's ample string here for this. Okay. That's good. Loose here. Okay. Then others. Okay, then on the other end of our string, got our hooks. A simple tie on them, so let me just get it started and hopefully. Yeah, okay. Simple slip knot. Down into it. And a couple more simple slip knots. Can't even grab the thing. Oh. Okay, there it goes. Okay. And really? You just used the loader box. She's back. Alright. Give her privacy. Okay. I think she should be done for a minute now. And do the other side. Same sort of deal, I hope. Okay. Loop. Axle. Tighten it up. And anchored. That actually worked a little better. Stray. That's not the stray, the other one's a stray. Let's see if I can do it without my tweezers. I don't think I can. Not on this one anyway. Okay. That's, you guys should be fairly close to. Okay. Same length. That's. Yeah. They're ballpark. Let's see if I can do a couple of rounds here. See if I can even them up. Okay, that's pretty close there. You'll have to take my word for it. Now, finally we get to mount it onto our little dealio here. All the paraphernalia out of the way here. Wider shot. Okay, so on there. Is that how it goes, or it goes the other way? Oh yeah, it goes the other way. Start off. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. Got it resting on there upwards. Okay, and getting the grommet in there is an issue. I think I'll make it. Yeah. Okay, so it's in there. All right. Now, can't take the slack up on these guys. No, yeah. It's gonna take forever. Yeah, I shouldn't have used all the string. And they are somehow getting less even as they go. Much less even. Okay. They started off fairly close. Let's see. Okay. So, I got next plan. Pick it on up there. I think it's supposed to go underneath, right next to the yeah, definitely should have made it shorter. Yeah, this is a mess. Yeah, see, that one's already drawing up tension on it because it's got all the slack. Another part that I didn't think would be as much of an issue. Let's see. It's untied itself in a knot. Okay, so I do need. Okay, so I'm going to go back again. Okay, so that's around. Okay, that one. Be there. Okay. Gotta keep tension on again there. Okay, see if I can get it really close one more time. Up a loop. Okay, pretty close. Grab a binder clip again. I can get them. Keep the tension on them. Maybe as I draw it in. Oh, that's the wrong way. That's might have been a problem. Yeah, and I don't think they're staying. Well, actually, we're just going to stay fairly close to even. Yeah, okay. I think you're supposed to go under, but I'm going to go over because that's how I've done it. Okay, now. Back. Okay. It's working against me, guys. Okay, I won't make you watch me tie these things again, but I will tie them and I'll come back and see how it goes. Okay, using the knot that I should have used to start with, just an old fishing hook knot. Let's see. Oh, and I do think there should be more guides here because I just noticed that going on that grommet over there. Okay, use you back. Let's see if this one. Get you over there, get it away from, out of the way of a trigger. Okay. And release it. Okay, yeah, it definitely has to be done underneath. And okay, let's do it right. Okay, so put it underneath. Alright. I think ideally they would be that going up. And yeah, I think it's got to. I've got it wound the wrong way. It's got to go. Great. Okay. Got to go underneath there to get clearance. I think that's my issue at this point. Okay. So I can't find a way. Got them to be somewhat closer to the center. Yeah, there needs to be some kind of spool or guiding line or something here. Yeah, I think it'd be better for it to be on the outside than the inside, so I think this will work. Okay, I'll get you. Roll y'all around. Like I say, they're underneath now. Tighten them up some more. And uneven as all get out. So let's loosen it back up. Run this one a little more time, maybe. Or not. We've got to be back. Yeah, out. Okay, so then again you let the hooks off. Oh, I put the trigger on. The trigger get knocked out. Oh, man. Okay, so the trigger's got to be forward. Like with the 37th time's a charm. Okay, hook. Well, actually, let me go run. We'll run this around a couple more times. Fairly close, I think. Okay, hook you guys in. Can we get a hold of this one? You guys in. Okay. In the way of the tree. Oh, trigger forward. Okay. Now. Okay. I'm gonna get this done properly. Trigger forward. Hook down. Draw it in. Clear the trigger. And clear of the trigger. Okay. Okay. In place. Oops. Removed. Way too much work. But aside from function, it does look pretty cool. I'll load it up with some of these rocks and try and get out a short sometime tomorrow, or actually later today, so we can just see how much force we get out of this thing. But I'd say it's gonna go pretty good. It's got some, and this one's already broken free, so that's sort of not surprising considering the tension and release like that. This one, yeah, they're both broken free. But okay, but I'm gonna call that a night. I think, let's say, if you can find it for $20, which is about what I paid for it at some point, if Temu hasn't discontinued it in your area, I wouldn't hate. I'd say a little frustrating with the string, but the strings are always frustrating to me. I think that's a personal thing. But I think it's a good little build, fun. I'm saying it does look pretty cool in the end. All right, folks. I'll get back into some book nookage tomorrow, but I think that's my plan. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and click on the link. There's my channel up there. There's my other channel I'm doing some experimental stuff with there. That's what YouTube thinks you should watch, and that is the playlist for this whole build. I'll see you tomorrow.